Let's see what he's got. Oh, if you want to, you can. Absolutely.
No worries.
You want to go from the top? Go from the top.
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Scott Rowe, and I'm giving a presentation on ways to improve our healthcare system here in America. And
how do we do that?
how do we do that? Well, as the best way to look at the healthcare system, like any other system, is that there are inefficiencies in how it's ran. And as complex as healthcare is, it's ran by the government, health insurance, and the hospitals themselves. It's a multifaceted system, and so naturally you're going to get a lot of inconsistencies with it.
All right, stop. Now, you know what you're talking about, obviously, but why do you not sound confident? No. Right. So, how do we change that? Your posture is good. I know you learned that one real quick. You picked up on that. Your gestures were good, intact, right? That was spot on. You got the basics down. Tone, though, that's where it gets more complicated. So, even if it's technical jargon, remember, you're speaking to a medical group. They know the jargon, right? It's multifaceted, fantastic. But how do you engage the audience, and what do you use this in ADD? An attention-getting device. What does the medical board want to do?
How to make it work.
How to make it work, right? Okay? Is there any kind of anecdote, personal story of yours, or an attention-getting device, quote, I don't care, that would convey them, a medical board, to want to listen?
It's pretty cut and dry.
It's cut and dry, but you're going to make it enticing.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Remember to smile, too. Smile shows confidence. I'm smiling right now because I'm confident that you're going to do well. It's great. So, tone. Good.
Good.
Implement that passion a little bit. Talking to the medical board. And you know what? You would know better than I of what people in medicine find either funny or enticing, or what they want to hear. If they like a personal story about something that happened to them medically, like the previous speaker, Elaine, who spoke about that. But you're speaking to a medical board and their hospital, and how you're going to try to make it work.
Okay.
So you need to be confident, smile.
Right.
Trust me, the smiles are infectious. Always want to smile, and tone.
Awesome.
Ready?
All right. Start from the top.
Start from the top.
Hi, everybody. My name is Scott Rowe, and I'm here to present how
Tone a little more.
ways to improve on our healthcare system here at this hospital. Like any other system, it's multifaceted. Healthcare in particular, you have to focus on how it's governmentally operated, the insurance policies, and the individual physicians and patients. And from my personal experience, what I've noticed in particular is you get these people that come in here and you look at the patient charts and you notice that they've been in here 100+ times. And obviously
So real
that's
quick,
an inefficiency.
I like that. Let's back up. How could you engage the audience with that? Because guess what? I bet you all of them have encountered that exact same problem, right?
Yeah.
So you can tell them. I'm sure all of you have seen the problem too. We're going to see your presentation. We know that you have an upcoming presentation as a politician and a member of the House. And we're going to see what this does, and we're going to see what we can do to improve that presentation so that you get that budget passed. All right?
Ready? Hello, my name is Representative Waltz of the Texas's 24th District.
All right.
I have
Stop
brought
you right there real quick. Just want to know. Whenever we're speaking, we want to hold our hands, not like this, but to our side. Unless you're making a gesture for an impact. That's always important. Gesticulation is a very key component to presenting. So, when you begin by stating your name, you can say, my name is, it's almost a Grandin, and hands back down to the side. Ready? Go again.
Hello, my name is Cameron Waltz of the 24th Texas Congressional District. I brought to you today a budget proposal for the Department of Education, putting forward an increase of $4 billion in your budget. I brought you here today to convince you to vote up this legislation. By voting it up, and providing more funds to our Department of Education, we can improve it dramatically by first, making us more competitive. Our own economy is faltering behind the others of Europe and China. But by having a more educated populace by increasing our budget, we can fund more classes, more programs, and more facilitation by which we can create a more educated America. When we educate America more, our tech becomes more competitive, our business becomes more competitive, and so do our people. As we increase our budget, we increase our people, and that's why you passed today. But second, it also helps to fill unfunded mandates. In my home state of Texas, we have a massive problem with our budget. The federal government has not provided funds to actually pay for our education. Much of that funding has had to come from our local communities and our local government. However, if we pass today's legislation and add $4 billion to the budget, we can disperse that throughout the states to fill unfunded mandates, laws that we have passed but not given money towards. When we add this funding, we add this money, we enable our schools to be more self-sufficient and more dependent on the government and the state government. This enables us to work together with them and to create a better educational policy. But third, it compounds on our GDP growth. We have a more invested in a more powerful economy, a more powerful workforce. We produce more money in the long term. By having more educated individuals and more skilled workers, we have more laborers in the workforce, which produces even more money for our own economy. This creates tax dollars, and this budget will pay for itself in the long term. That's why you passed today.
All right. Instead of interrupting you, I went ahead and wrote down what I think we need to work on. Now, very passionate. I love it. Very good. But a little bit dry. The tone never changed. So, what we need to work on is not your knowledge, because you have plenty of that, trust me. We need to work on your tone. Whenever you have a tone change, first of all, that is where impacts are very important. When you're trying to convey to an audience that impact that is important, you can speak passionately and loud, of course, but then if you lower your voice all of a sudden like this, people lean in and they start to listen because they want to hear you. That is one of the important things. Second, eye contact. Now, don't make eye contact rapidly, and don't make eye contact so much. We do eye contact when you finish a thought. For example, make eye contact with her, finish one thought and or sentence, move on to the next person you make eye contact. Eye contact is one of the ways that we get past the idea of shuffling, looking around the room, or looking nervous. Very important and imperative. So I'll see you do that when you form next. Now, gestures. When we gesture is impacts. Impacts or important notes. Basically the same thing. So, gesticulation was good, but remember, keep it in the box, right? Nobody likes gesture up here. Nobody likes gestures down here. Makes you look in a weird place, right? And nobody likes waving hands because it makes you look like you're crazy and homeless, which none of you are, trust me. I would know. So, impacts and gestures need to happen. Now, AGD. I once heard from a man who's very intelligent that anecdotes tend to work very well. Now, talking about your constituents is great. Talking about how it affected you personally, too, works even better. So how do you grab the attention of the colleagues here today? By introducing a bill that's about a budget, which, to many, can be boring. So how do you grab their attention? Attention-getting device. An anecdote, or an impactful quote, or even a funny joke. If you can pull it off, you can pull it off, right? Now, what else I see is that you're an intelligent guy. Don't sound so angry. People get intimidated by that. It's passionate, but some people mistake it as almost anger. You want to present with confidence. Confidence is portrayed by a tone like this, where you simply are speaking, you smile, you answer the questions that are asked to you, and you're confident enough to say, increase by $4 billion, it'll make us competitive, help us to fill unfunded mandates, and 3, compounds our GDP growth. Now that sounds much more confident than this will make us more competitive, helps to fill unfunded mandates, and compounds our GDP. Now which one of those did you want to listen to more? Audience?
The first one.
Right. Now, I want to see that because this is Elaine Wood. She wants to work on presenting for her foundation called Dana's Hope, which is invested in medical
cannabis research.
She has a good story behind it, and she's going to be pitching to you all as investors, okay? And I'm going to help her make the presentation to where you all would want to invest. Sound good? Fantastic. And who wouldn't want to invest in this space anyways, right? So why don't you begin how you do your thing. I am not going to use start stops because I don't think you're used to those. I'm going to be taking notes, and then I'll give you a critique, and then you're going to apply that, change it, and see how it changes.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
So I'm Elaine Wood. I'll just tell you a little bit about Dana's Hope. Dana's Hope started with my brother, who 2.5 years ago was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. So I'm here today. Who would have thought that in the state of Texas, where we're at, that cannabis would be legal for epilepsy? For children with epilepsy. And also in 24 other states, it is legal medically. And a lot of that came about through children that have debilitating diseases, epilepsy, in certain forms that does take their lives at early stages. I feel like I'm having to get into that story because you're just
Look at the points.
touching on it.
Points.
Well, human medical research, that's the public funding that you wanted me to start off with.
Pause. Also show them have to hold the lights. They have to have passion.
Okay.
Are you going into medicine because you think it's interesting or because you want to save people's lives? Express that. Talk to the audience about it too. Why do we all get into medicine? Exactly. Presentation is about engaging the audience and using that anecdote of yours because they can relate to that.
Okay.
That's good. So remember, passion up. Eye contact is good. Make sure though not to focus on one person for too long. Just switch it up after a thought or sentence is complete and engage the audience.
Okay.
We are the audience. Engage us with questions. Raise hands, whatever you want. Or I'm sure this has all happened to you. You get a chuckle, and then you get serious again. That's when your tone changes. So if you're going for a chuckle, like we know all the homeless people that come in for a bet or two. We've all had it happen. Not our responsibility, but we take care of them no matter what, because that's our job. They'll laugh a little bit, if you say it the right way. Then you go, but in all seriousness, we have a problem. And we need to fix it. And that's what I'm here to provide, a solution.
How to do that on the fly though?
Oh, no. Like, don't actually provide the solution. I just want to see you do the confidence. I want to see the eye contact, the proper posturing. Also, move around a little bit, because you're engaging a room full, this room isn't actually full, but full of medical board people, right?
Right.
So you're going to be wanting to walk around and engaging others.
Okay.
Okay. So start
What
with
is
the top. You can start with an anecdote if you want, like a personal story of when you went to the hospital or saw something funny at a hospital. Doesn't matter.
Okay. What about the audience engagement though?
Oh, the audience gave it too. That can be an AGD right there off the bat.
Right. What would be a good example?
How many here have had X thing happen, which it always does?
I'm Elaine Wood. I am the founder of Dana's Hope Foundation. Dana's Hope Foundation was an organization that we put together 2.5 years ago after my brother was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. During this journey, he decided through his research that cannabis oils were helping a lot of patients that had this particular type of cancer and a lot of other cancers that he found out through this investigation. So through that, though my brother did not live, he had, it's a story. This is really hard for me not to tell you the story. His cancer cell markers were 59,000. After taking it for a month and a half, the oils that he bodily ingested, his cancer cells were down to 3,000. At that time, all of the liver, all the cancer cells, dead cancer cells,
Process all
the dead cancer cells distinguished cell carcinoma. I've had 4 of these on the bottom of my legs. They kill 8,000 to 9,000 people a year that cannot afford to get those taken care of. Through this, I had a spot on my leg. Your hearts and your minds to the possibilities that of what cannabis can do
Great.
in a positive way.
That's a huge improvement. Now, what do we miss?
Audience engagement. I was looking in there.
No. Audience engagement is in asking the more questions, things like that. That's something we'll work on later. Don't worry, you just
Okay.
improved about 110%.
Good.
Now, one other thing we'll practice is the gesticulation. You gotta work on. So make sure, well, you can see here, it's one of those things where I know you talk with your hands. I'm Italian, we all talk with our hands. But when you gesture and say, and let's make the other butterballs today a much brighter future. All right, go with that one. Those kind of lines, they're passionate, a little bit funny, and they drop a blank. And
Where do you want me to go from?
start from your conclusion of basically that. And when you engage the audience, by the way, don't just ask them how many of you passed the budget. Say, by show of hands, how many of you passed the budget? And no hands are raised. Not a surprise. But today, you have the opportunity to make history, make a change. You have that capability. I see it. You know what to do.
But with the compounding of our GDP growth, it's only clear that we should pass. By show of hands, how many of you have passed a federal budget? 0, as usual.
Good.
But seeing the amount of people who don't have it, we can make history today. We can all have our first budget passed. And by doing so, we take all the little butterball Camerons of America and we make them competitive. We fill their mandates and we compound their growth. Let's fix America and pass today's budget.
Excellent. The only thing you missed, I loved it. Audience engagement was great, and especially for a first round training process. Yeah, you did miss on the AGD though, a little bit. That's what you'll want to work on. Attention getting device. Okay. Anecdote, beautiful. Audience engagement, beautiful. We'll also work on your fluency, but you found that voice. You weren't yelling the whole time. You controlled the room. You engaged. That was great. That's what we want to practice on. Now, the only things I would say that you need a little bit more work with is tone and obviously gestures. You're gesturing a little too low, often, a little too often. We'll work on that. That's very easy to do. You're a natural. Trust me at that. And by the way, don't forget the glass is intact. Nope, on the tip. Like getting the glasses, here I'll show you. You end it like that. And so today, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you, stand with me, make history, and pass this budget.
You can't see you doing that. Did you see it?
Oh, no.
No, I can see.
Okay.
Yeah, like from the tip, whips out, like you can feel it then, yeah. Exactly. That's actually, I know that's a stereotypical gesture, but it is impactful, period, no matter what. So, good. Now, tell me what you thought about the kind of critique I gave, and if you think it improved your presentation.
I think with what I've been learning from other people is I've been focusing a lot on trying to mimic other people's styles. But I think you tried to help me cultivate my own.
Cultivate your own style, yeah.
I think that's what's
Finding your
interesting about
voice.
this. So
Exactly.
rather than copy your style or copy someone else's, I'm making my own.
Exactly. Because you don't want to copy someone else's style. You're making and finding your own voice. And you, my friend, have that voice of reason. You have that confidence, that air about you, but you try to mimic those people whose tone is too loud, stuff like that. So, when we keep working together, we're going to work on tone, gestures a lot, AGDs, but your audience control and your anecdotes are fantastic. You just made something that most people would find extremely boring, not only engaging, funny, and good to listen to. That's improvement right there. Thank you. Absolutely. Who's next? Oh, monologue time? Yelling with passion. That is why I bring you this proposal, so that we do not lose any more lives based on these very fixable inefficiencies. Use that tone, passion.
That is why I'm bringing you today this proposal, so we don't have to go home knowing that we lost lives at the expense of our inefficiencies. Thank you.
Well, we're not working a lot. It's all right, don't worry. You actually did very well with everything else, though.
Okay.
I think that if, in the future, whenever you have to get proposals, come work on simply speaking,
Yeah.
call me, work on your tone, everything else you nailed.
Okay, great.
I'm dead serious. Work on that passion, man. Because you are a passionate person. You wouldn't be getting into medicine if you weren't. You're free to show that. Because that medical board, they're going to respond to that. They're going to see your passion. They're going to get jealous. They're going to want to keep that passion. Guess what? Hospital efficiency just went up 20%.
There you go.
I didn't even do anything.
Appreciate it.
No problem. Absolutely. Hey, thank you, by the way.
Yeah.
So, this has been my video presentation of several different ideas, feedback that I've given, public speaking training, and this is for David Greenberg at Simply Speaking Incorporated. And I hope that this has shown and demonstrated that I also can be trained to become better at what I do, but I'm ready to start training people as well to be proficient public speakers, to be confident in their speaking, to engage an audience, to learn how to use proper anecdotes and personal stories to relate to them, and to give presentations that actually work, change, and cause an effective delete that part, and cause change to happen, like that raise that I know you want, or like that change in the hospital, like I know you want, to save more lives. It's all about that presentation. I believe that I would be a perfect candidate for this position, and I am always open to constructive criticism. Thank you for your time. Thank you all for being here, participating. I hope my feedback helped. And if we had more time and more training, I'm sure we'd get it down to perfection, but we don't. So from there, I leave with a goodbye and a thank you.